Yes, good morning students. Today we shall study our second chapter of Geography class 9th, and that is Physical Features of India. So, the first question of this chapter is, name the three major physical division of Himalayas from north to south. As we know that Himalaya play a very important part in the geography of India, and here we shall study the major division of Himalayas. The three major division of Himalayas are the Greater Himalayas or Himadri or the Inner Himalayas. These Himalayas have the height of average height of 6,000 meter, and important peaks of the Greater Himalayas are Kanchenjunga, Nanga Parbat, Nanda Devi, Namcha Bharwa, etc. These are the snow-laden mountain peaks of Himalayas and constitutes the highest elevation of Himalayas. The second range of Himalayas are the Middle Himalayas or Himachal, or is known as the Lesser Himalayas also, Himachal, and the average height of Himachal is from 3,700 meter to 4,500 meter. The important valleys of this range, that is Himachal range, are the Pir Panjal range of Kashmir, Kangla Valley, Kullu Valley of Himachal Pradesh. These lesser Himalayas or the Himachal are or consists of the most consolidated compressed rocks. So they are less prone to earthquake and landslides. And the third division of Himalayas are the Outer Himalayas or the Shivalik. So these are the range of this height of this Outer Himalayas are from 900 to 1,100 meter. Average height of this Shivalik mountain range is this. This Shivalik mountain range consists of very unconsolidated rocks, so it is more prone to earthquake and landslides. Our next question is, name the island group of India having coral origin. So the island group of India, that is in the Arabian Sea, the Lakshadweep island group, that consists of Lakadives, Minicoy and Amini Devis. These were given the name in 1970 as Lakshadweep. These archipelago of India that exists in the Arabian Ocean are known as the coral or the islands of coral origin, the Lakshadweep group of islands. Our next question is, what happens when two tectonic plates collides with each other? So we have to understand this, that the plates underneath the earth always remains at constant movement. When they comes to each other, they makes the convergent boundaries. When they moves away from each other, they constitutes the divergent boundary, and apart from this there is transform boundaries as well. So when they passes each other, they are the transform boundaries of these plates. So now the question is, what happens when they collide with each other? When the converging boundaries comes and they collide with each other, then several things happens. One is that they buckle up and becomes a fold. The fold mountains of Himalayas are results of these tectonic plates. Himalayas are called the fold mountains because the Indian-Australian plates collided with the Eurasian plate, resulting in making of the young fold mountains of Himalayas. These are the young fold mountains because they are the result of the folding of these two plates. So this results in the folding as well as faulting. When these plates moves downwards, it becomes fault. So folding and faulting takes place due to the collision of these plates, and whenever these plates collides, there is always earthquakes, landslides, and a host of other these activities, seismic activities. Our next question is, name the oldest part of Indian landmass. The oldest part of Indian landmass is the Deccan Plateau or the Peninsular Plateau, which is definitely considered as the storehouse of Indian minerals. Next question is, mention any one feature of northern plain of India. The northern plain of India consists of the most fertile alluvial soil, which is drained by rivers and accumulated on these plains. So these plains are made of very rich sediments which were brought by the river system. There were several river systems that have done this, like the Ganga river system, the Indus river system, Brahmaputra river system, Satluj river. So these are the vast plain of India that constitutes almost 43% of Indian landmass, and most fertile soil are called the granaries of the country. Our next question is, name the major physical division of India. Major physical division of India are the Himalayan mountain, the mountain range of Himalayas, the northern plain that is called the Indo-Gangetic plain that runs through Punjab, from Punjab to West Bengal. It is one of the big landmass of India, constitutes almost 43% of Indian land. It's one of the most fertile soil of India as well. The Deccan Plateau or the Peninsular Plateau, that is the storehouse of the mineral wealth of India, and most of the hub of manufacturing industries are located in the Peninsular Plateau. Apart from this, there are the coastal plain areas, the Thar deserts of Rajasthan, and the island of Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep. So these are some of the major physical division of India. Our next question is, what do you mean by Purvanchal? Purvanchal refers to the northeastern extension of Himalayas. They are when the mountains, the Himalayan mountains takes a sharp southward turns beyond the Dehang Gorge, then these mountain range is formed, that's of in the state of northeastern states of India. Purvanchal mountains or Purvanchal Himalayas constitutes Mizo Hills, Garo Hills, Khasi Hills in states of Mizoram, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. So this range of mountain is called Purvanchal. Our next question is, how did the black soil form in Deccan Trap? Black soil region or the Deccan Trap. Deccan Trap is of volcanic origin. All this region is made of igneous rocks, and this black soil that is inundated over a period of time, resulting in the formation of black soil. So black soil region is that of the Deccan Plateau. It is because of the parental rocks which are igneous in nature, and because of these rocks black soil is formed. Our next question is, mention the significance of northern plains of India. Northern plains of India are of great significance because these plains are consist of the rich fertile sediment and called alluvium. They are called the granaries of India because they are most suitable for intensive subsistence agriculture. So northern plains of India constitutes 43% of Indian landmass and hub of agricultural activity of India. Our next question is, mention the significance of Himalayas. Himalayas play a very important role in geography and political point of view of India as well. So geographically, Himalayas does not allow the monsoon winds to escape from India. Apart from this, Himalayas protect India from the chilly, cold, biting winds of the Central Asia. So, thereby gives India a very distinct climate, that is the monsoonal type climate. Apart from this, Himalayas are the source of several perennial rivers like the Ganga river system, the Indus river system, Satluj river system, and the Brahmaputra river system. So these rivers runs all over the year and makes the northern plain of India very fertile. They brings along with them the rich sediment, the rich clay, and deposits along the river banks, thereby making the northern plain one of the most fertile land of India. So, apart from this, Himalaya plays a very important role by protecting India from the tribes, war tribes of Central Asia and China, etc. Yes, apart from this, Himalayas also are the storehouse of the natural vegetation and forest, and the of the place of several orchards of India as well, like the Kashmir Valley, that's the valley of the Jhelum, and also a hub of several tourist attraction like the Himachal Valley, Kashmir Valley, and Shivaliks definitely. Source of several glaciers as well like Siachen Glacier, etc. Our next question is, mention the division of northern plains on the basis of relief features. Northern plain, as we know, is one of the most important landmass of India and constitutes one of the largest landmass as well. It consists of four type of soil. That is, so four regions are very important like Bhabar. Bhabar is just the foothills of the Himalayas. When the track streams comes down the mountain regions and enters on the plain land, it brings along with them several pebbles. With the passage of time, the stream disappears and this remains the part of the plain area. And then comes the Tarai. Tarai region is swampy and marshy region. Generally it remains under the cover of forest and natural vegetation, and it is a hub of several wild animals as well. So Tarai region is also a part of the northern plain. And then the Bhangar. It is the oldest or the biggest landmass of the northern plain. It is less fertile because of the old alluvium. It is in the upper river valleys, upper reaches of the river valleys. And then comes the Khadar. Khadar is the new alluvium. It's found in the low reaches of the valley and the most fertile soil. It is always recharged because of the new sediments drained by the river system. So, northern Indian plain generally consists of four parts, that is Bhabar, Tarai, Bhangar and Khadar. Our next question is, why are Shivaliks more prone to earthquakes and landslides? Shivalik region, as we have studied earlier as well, consists of very unconsolidated mud and rocks, and it is very prone to earthquake and landslides because of this unconsolidated nature of these rocks. So this area remains always under the danger of earthquakes and landslides. the Shivalik range of mountains. And then comes the third question, number 3. What is the Chilka Lake? Chilka Lake is the largest salt water lake of India. It is the largest backwater lake of India in the state of Odisha. It is also a lagoon, and it is the largest saltwater lake of India. Our next question is, name the southernmost point of India. The southernmost point of Indian mainland is Kanyakumari, and southernmost point of Indian Union is the Indra Point in Car Nicobar Island. Next question is, name the island group which has an active volcano. The active volcano is found in the Andaman and Nicobar Island, and that island is the Barren Island. Barren Island has the only active volcano of India.